Nyajang, we gotta do it again. Nyajang, I am not doing this right. Dang Benji. Nyajang, welcome to the Vangs. I am Tanaya.
And I am Peter.
And we are here for story time. Like, totally here for it. So we wanted to talk to you guys about how we, oh no, not how we met. Our first date. Yeah. And just how it happened, I guess. Do you want to start?
Like
this. So if you guys haven't already, you can go to one of our other videos. We'll put it up here somewhere. And we talked about how we first met. And how we first met was kind of by accident, but online. And I know we didn't go into too much detail, but besides the fact that I confused you for someone else that I went to high school with, not that you guys all look alike. Does not be. He says that he's been saying this.
Apparently, we all look alike.
He's been saying this for 7 years, you guys. That is not the reason I thought that. The reason was because he was friends with his brother-in-law and I were friends back in high school. And I confused that guy's name for Peter's name.
That doesn't make any sense, but apparently we all look alike.
No, that's not the reason. So I thought that this guy was the guy. And I, for some reason, thought that guy's name was Peter. Years later, I found out that his name wasn't Peter at all. The guy I thought he was not that. I figured it out like the night we went on a date that was not the guy I was thinking about, because all of Peter's photos look like this and this and that.
Apparently he looked like this. What's your favorite color? And you said...
That's not how you picked me up.
That is how I picked you up.
The only reason I started texting you was because I said something. I said I can't go to scary movies in theaters because I always laugh. And you confused it with me saying I was scared of scary movies, and you're like, why have big comfy arms to wrap around you if you get scared? That's what happened. And then we started messaging each other. Then we started emailing, and then you asked, or emailing. Wow. We started texting, and then you asked me,
what's your favorite color?
Yes, Peter.
And then she said,
I don't know what I said. How do you not remember? You're the one that brought this part up.
Okay, you said yellow. So I said, hey, what's your favorite color? You said...
I know I didn't say yellow because at the time my favorite color wasn't yellow.
Purple. Brown. And what was your favorite color? And you said...
whatever it was.
And I said, okay, cool. I'll wear that shirt, whatever your favorite color shirt, on our first date.
Oh, that's why you wore purple.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a photo of our first date. Peter wore this purple shirt, and I kid you not, when we were a little liquored up, he complained about this purple shirt the whole time, that it was like an ugly shirt, because it wasn't. But because on the cuff, he got like some weird oil stain on it.
No, you said your favorite color was purple, and I said, okay, bet. I'll wear purple.
Okay, you said that already.
I picked her up, and I remember because, you know, I was like, I wouldn't be a gentleman if I didn't pick her up. So I was like, hey, I can swing by to pick you up.
That's because I didn't have a car.
And I was hoping she was going to say yes. Of course, she said.
I said yes with hesitation.
You know, I vacuumed my car the week before. I was like, I got to get some air freshener in this car.
Why?
Just hear me out. And then I was like, yo, I ran out of cologne too. So I swung by Walmart, and I remember grabbing, you know, the new car fresh scent. I grabbed like one of them. And then I remember grabbing a little tiny bottle of like, it was like a new ocean. It was like a light fresh smell. I remember, if I can remember correctly, it was like new Nautica. It was the Nautica new ocean fresh smell, whatever. So remember, I got that and I sprayed it on me. I put it in the car because, you know, I was kind of slipping on my game. But
what does this have to do with anything?
It's gonna lead up to it.
You're going so slow.
she was like, "Hey, where are you?" And I was already like 10 minutes behind.
Oh, is that the time you told me that you hit a horse?
Yeah, that was the first time. That was our first day, and I said I'm running late because I hit a horse, and she was like, "Oh my god, he's so cute," you know, like. But, anyways, I showed up.
So why did you want to spray the car? Did the car stink?
No, but ain't no guy want to pick up a woman and be like his car smelled like
even
cigarettes.
Though he,
or it
why would it
not
smell like
cigarettes, but it smelled like
a guy.
It smelled, yeah.
So the funny thing is,
I didn't smoke cigarettes, by the way.
The funny thing is, when I got in his car, the first thing I did was grab this old candy Milky Way that he had sitting on the front driver's side or passenger side floor. And I said, "Really? You couldn't clean your car?" And then I threw it out the door.
She was judging me before I could even take her out.
I didn't even like say, "Hi, I'm Tanaya." Like,
she was like, "You're not good enough for me. I guess I can settle for this."
Listen, I want to tell you this. When I was getting ready for my date at home, I worked at a call center for a company, and I just want to say that Peter and my conversations were like the highlight of my day because we would just talk crap. The problem is there are a lot of conversations we were having where I'm like, "Did you really just say that?" And I would just stop texting him, like, completely. But then he asked me on the date, and honestly, I did not know where we were going. I did not know him very well, so nowadays, don't do this. Like, like this is like disappeared 2020. Like, don't do this ever. And
I mean, if you can drive, I'd rather
the thing
you just
is,
meet them there.
The thing is, I had, there's always like 6 degrees separation, and I knew his brother-in-law, so I knew if anything, what are you doing? I was like really excited to go on a date because I had never been on a date before, like ever. Like no guy's ever taken me on a date. So like I didn't tell anybody where I was going. Nobody really cared. I was grown. Benji, can you stop hitting the tripod, please? So Peter says he's outside, and then I got super nervous because I didn't know actually what Peter looked like because, like I said, he looked like this, and that. And I decided to still go out with him.
That's because I had it going on, but
So Peter didn't look like what he looks like now. Back in 2013,
I didn't have his hair.
Yeah, in 2012 he had similar hair, but it was more of a mohawk, like a short Asian Hmong mohawk. And he had the really nerdy glasses that were like metal without the frame, and they were like this. And he dressed like, honestly, like...
I didn't have glasses.
Yes, you did, for driving.
Only at night, though.
It was nighttime and you were driving, so you had your glasses on.
But I never took pictures with glasses on.
That's what I'm saying. When I met you,
okay.
You had your glasses on.
Fair enough.
And when I first saw him, I'm like, huh, that's not what I imagined.
He's innocent. Oh my god.
And I didn't think that. I just thought you were a nerd. What was your first impression? Because we've talked about this already.
In the pictures, I thought you were 4'11", petite, short.
4'11"?
Yeah. And when you came in the picture, I was like, you're not 4'11". I mean, I was sitting down, But when I saw you, I was like, well, she's not 4'11". She is petite, but she wasn't 4'11" petite.
Not petite.
Yeah.
Petite is short.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she wasn't petite. So when it hit me, I was like, you know what? I don't even care because I came this far already. I was like, we're gonna go all the way through.
Let's just say Peter thought I was skinnier than what I was. We've already talked about that.
Yeah,
it was only because, back then when, especially when plus size is just now getting in. Yeah. But back then in 2012, plus size was like you're super fat, and I wasn't. That was the thing. Like I'm bigger now than I was back then, but back then I only took photos from like here and up.
So
from here and up, you would never know.
Yeah. So in the pictures, I thought she was a lot. Smaller than she was.
And Peter was a very superficial type of guy back then. Tell me I'm wrong.
I thought I was gonna get a little girl.
I'm not. Because I know where you're going.
That I can just,
Peter. We're not. We're not doing this.
But then, you know, I was like, you know what? I wasn't gonna take no as a victory, so you know, I picked her up, and I think the first thing I said was like,
no, it's a victory.
Yeah, I remember saying some shit like
what?
the Milky Way on the ground or something, because that was kind of like the icebreaker. I was didn't I say that?
Can we pause?
Yeah.
Why was there a Milky Way on the passenger side floor?
I swear that came from you.
I brought the Milky Way in there. Was this like an icebreaker?
I thought it was a milk. I thought it came from you. To be honest. I was like, why is there a Milky Way on the floor? And you were like, I don't know. Somebody's Milky Way broke the ice between us. So I pick her up and we get in the car and it's like that awkward silence. You know when the first time you meet?
Was it?
Yeah, the first time you meet, like let's say your date, and it's just kind of like that awkward silence. But the guy, you know, we're trying to be cool, you know. He was like, so how you doing? You know, we're driving down and we went to a bowling alley. It was just down the street from you, but I was like, so how you doing? You know, like I was asking you, and then, you know, questions going like, oh, I'm doing good. And I'm like, you look real nice tonight. So anyways, we get to the bowling alley, I park. So then we get out. And
was that you parking?
Yeah. So then, I remember we played arcades. We did arcade. We did arcade first. So we played some arcade games, and then eventually it led on to laser tag. You know, I remember we got in line because we was waiting, and there was a few people in front of us. There was like some little kids in front of us. So eventually we got into the line, and the kids was like, they gave the rules on the screen, and they was like, yo, no cussing, no foul language, and I was like,
that's the same thing.
Oh, I was like, you know, I was like, yo, F this and F that, you can't tell me what to do. And I remember you was like, yo, you can't cuss because there's kids in here. And I was like, man, F these kids, these ain't my kids and everything. And the little kid looked at me, he was like, excuse me, you can't cuss in here. And I looked at the kid, I was like, I don't give a F about you.
You did not say all that.
But I was being rude as hell though.
Yeah, you were. And part of me at that time, I definitely did not like take it as this is his personality. I thought he was just trying to be funny to break the ice. I don't even know if I laughed at what you were doing, to be honest.
You probably didn't, to be honest.
I don't think I did.
Knowing you today too, you probably just kind of like...
I think I was like observing the situation.
Like, what the hell's wrong with
Yeah, I was kind of like... So we're playing laser tag. Now, I don't remember arcade games whatsoever. But I do remember... Why did you say it?
Because we did play.
The only reason why we got stuck with these little kids is because a certain amount of people got to go in, and they had to put us with their group. Although I did not want to be a part of their teams, whatever. So we played laser tags with strangers, but they were kids, no parents, which was like, that's dangerous.
We were the only adults.
We were the only adults in laser tag. But then I'm waiting. I'm hiding from Peter, and I thought I was doing a good job. But Peter is a bully, and he was shooting every single kid.
And I had a military mindset.
He had a video game mindset. So he finds me after I've been running, and if you have not played laser tag, you should know. You have to move. You have to move, and you will be sweaty. So Peter finds me when I'm hiding in this little corner, and he's like, psh.
Got your ass.
That's not how you said it. Peter finds me in this little corner, and he's like, psh.
Got your ass.
That's exactly how you said it. And I'm like, oh, okay. He had stereotypical Asian nerd vibes completely. And when he said that, I'm like, this dude is not from the suburbs.
I was a straight A student with good grades. I ain't never skipped school in my life. I ain't never
Everything you just said was lies. I realized that I like this kid. And so we go over...
Because he's smooth.
We go over to the restaurant side of the bowling alley. Which bowling alley food?
Well, you know, y'all know that.
And I ended up getting some chicken.
We both actually got chicken.
And it was disgusting.
But I mean, it's bowling alley.
No,
chicken.
Peter, I can deal with flavorless chicken, but when your chicken has a flavor that's unrecognizable, That is not good.
I remember getting a lot of alcohol.
So here's what happened. Yes, we did, because we sat at the bar. It was only 2 of us at the bar. And this was December 12th of 2012. 12/12/12? Wow. Wow. You don't even care. Wow. Oh, we want to play those games?
I don't need.
There's only 2 of us there, and it's me and Peter. Peter complained about his shirt a lot during that time. Not like, oh my gosh, she's a negative Nancy type of way, but dude, enough about the shirt.
I wasn't a douchebag, I swear.
You were not a douchebag. You weren't. We laughed.
But I did spend a lot of money on that shirt.
$50, guys.
80.
You told me 50.
It was 80.
You told me
I
50
spent
on
$80 on that
every
shirt.
single time we got another shot. And I'm just like, dude, stop talking about the shirt. You're like, I spent $50. 50 is what he told me.
I
You
never-
lying. Get all these shots in us, and more shots than we should have taken.
More shots than I should have.
Because he was driving. And honestly, don't do this either. Women, people going on dates, don't get drunk on your first date. Rule number 2.
I mean, unless you can... No, actually, no.
No.
I was going to say, unless you can outdrink the guy, but no,
No.
that's still bad.
No, it's his car. Like, what was I going to be doing out drinking him? Like, what was that going to do for me? How am I going to get home?
We'll get to that story.
Okay, so anyways, I'm sorry. I got all distracted. But he ends up, like, going to the bathroom, and he's telling the bartender, don't let her pay.
Yo man's confidence was on 10, though.
No, it wasn't. It was
I
fake.
wasn't scared.
It was fake.
I
Faux.
was.
It was faux.
But it pulled you
faux.
off.
It was faux. Not at that moment. He went to the bathroom. I picked up the tab because he thought that I was just going to sit there and not pick up the tab. We drank almost $70 worth of liquor because they took the food off our bill.
Yeah, because that chicken... We're not going to get into
It was
that.
like $12 for chicken.
I'm not getting into
Sucky
that.
chicken! The chicken was nasty. Okay. We end up at another booth inside this restaurant, laughing and talking. You know, kind of think of it, we were kind of rude. Like, why are we dirtying up 3 places in an empty restaurant? Got more drunk. And then we ended up being like, you know what, let's just go. Mainly because they were closing. And it was, we go outside and it's like a blizzard.
Oh, yeah, so this was during...
A winter storm.
It had to be... It was in December.
Really? You weren't listening to me 5 minutes ago? 12, 12, 12.
And when
12,
we...
12, 12.
It was cool. Like, it wasn't snowing, nothing. We both didn't know it was going to snow. So by the time we got outside at the end of our date, snow started coming down. I was
And
like...
Peter was driving a Toyota Camry.
The car, you know, she gets in the car, I get in the car. And I remember just driving out because I was feeling myself at this time. I remember just... We came into the highway and it was like... And my car went like this.
Just slid. It almost hit the median. That's how bad he was sliding. And he didn't even realize it was happening.
But because my natural blood is, you know, we know how to drift, I was like...
No, you didn't even know it was happening.
I
like,
did.
Natural,
No, I did. Natural instinct kicked in though because I'm used
natural
to...
instinct, yes.
Because I got my license. No, I
What
started
is
driving in the winter time,
What
so
is
I knew how to deal with the
No,
snow.
I understood that. But don't even try to convince me that drunk driving is okay at that point.
During my younger age. Though.
Yeah, and I was stupid enough to get in the car with that instead of
Yeah,
taking a taxi
she
home.
was.
And he did not know that we had drifted because when I said, dude, what the hell just happened? He's like, oh, I don't know.
Nothing.
Because it was a lot of snow. Like, if you've ever been to Minnesota in a
Yeah,
heavy
it was.
snowstorm.
It was coming down pretty.
And
I mean,
his tires
it
were not the
wasn't.
best.
It wasn't like coming down hard, but it was coming down enough
Yes,
so that
it
your car
was.
was slipping.
Yes, it was. Because there was already like an inch or two, maybe 2 inches already down. Ended up at my house. I don't quite remember much after that.
Can I explain? Because I do.
Okay.
I parked at the end of your driveway, and I was like, "Hey, I'll walk you to your door." And you was like, "Okay." So you know, you get out of your car, I get on my car, and I'm walking you down to your door, and you open the garage. I remember it took you a minute because you forgot the code because you were so drunk. You were like, "Duh, duh, 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 duh." I was like, "Are you sure you know your code?" You're like, "Yeah, I got it." After like 3 hours later, you know, you finally got in. I remember the garage going up, and I walked you to your door, and I was like, in my head, I was like, yo, this is it, Peter. Neither you make a move here, or you ain't never gonna make a move. So I was like, so you ain't gonna give me no hug, no love before you leave? And you were like, okay. And you walk down the step. Oh, this is after you climb up the step. You're like, you come down, you give me a hug, and I give you a hug. And I swear, I remember giving you a kiss. And I was like, oh, so what, I ain't getting no kiss? And you're like, okay. And I remember...
I said,
no, you kind of had this question like, okay.
Because I usually didn't kiss on the first date.
No, you don't, but I was special. So,
I probably
so then, you know,
pressured.
I gave you a kiss on the lips, and then we started making out, and then I was...
We did?
Yeah. No. So, okay, I remember now. So it was kind of like, I'm like, so can I get a kiss? And you're like, okay. So then you started coming for it, and in a split second, I was like, you know what? I can't make out with this chick right here. I have to be cool about it. So then I turned my cheeks this way, and then you gave me a kiss on the cheeks.
I did?
Yeah, I remember. Just give me a kiss on the cheek. Remember, I was kind of giggling. You were blushing, and I was like, hey, can I give you a call tomorrow? You was like, okay. I was like, okay, cool. I'll give you a call tomorrow. So then I walk off to the car, you know, with my chest pumped up, like, yeah, that's right, I pulled it down. So then I remember walking onto my car, and that was our very first date.
I just want to say this one thing. I don't remember that.
So she was going through some shit at that time, and you know, I just happened to show up with I was the shiny knight in armor, and you know, she was going through some things, but I wanted to be respectable too, so I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna go all the way because I'm a gentleman. So, you know, I was like, hey, I'll just call you tomorrow and we'll go on from there.
I stalked his Facebook page, and none of his cousins believed that he was going on a date, like my girlfriend.
That's because I was an asshole, and it was Peter against the world, because, you know, I was going through some shit too, but I was like, you know what, every woman ain't good enough for me, or I was too picky, you know. And then like when I was like, yo, I actually went on a date, everybody was like, no, you didn't, dude, because that was in your head. And I was like, yeah, but I did go on a date.
Honestly, like after that night, I guess we were on cloud 9 because we've been dating ever since.
Yeah. So
and that was 2012.
Fun fact. We made it official. Actually, I made it official with her on New Year's Day.
2013.
It's funny because, so we'll tell this story later on too, but New Year's Eve, we was with my family, and then on New Year's Day, when I dropped her off, I was like, yo, you want to be my lady? And she was like, what?
That's not how it went, but we'll talk about that.
I was like,
we'll talk about that.
You trying to be my
chick? You trying
chick?
to sound like it was that cool.
You trying to be my chick?
No.
And she was like,
no. You trying to make it seem like
really?
it was...
I was like, yeah, you want to be my girl? And she's like, only if you want. I was like, yeah, I want you to be my girl. And she was like, okay.
We weren't on the phone.
We was.
No, we weren't. No, we weren't. We'll tell you that story another time. Food don't even remember. Anyways... Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for sticking with us through this long story time.
So who
rant.
was she then?
Do you want these problems? Thank you for watching our channel. Yes, we've been together since 2013 technically, but we started dating in 2012. So it's been, what's 2020 minus 2012?
Whoo, long, too long. So we'll
19,
see y'all
18,
later.
17, 16, 15. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12.
Damn, that's a long time.
It's almost been 8 years since we've started talking.
Why are we still together? Dang, 8 years is a long time.
Anyways,
I'm still crazy over her.
And I'm like, oh, don't do that. I hate when you do that. Close us out. Thank you for watching our channel. Bye, guys. He don't buy them, actually. He doesn't. I just spanked the I just smacked the hell out of myself because that fly landed on my forehead.
These are his hands. He would jump and then spin around like this, so that he can see every single angle, and then land back down and then keep running. Yeah, his hands are right here. He'll be like this, and then he'll land, and then he'll look both ways and then run. And I was like, bro, I can't do that.
Explain it to me. Why are both his hands like this?
Because, you know, when you're running.
That wasn't what it was. You misunderstood what I was saying. What I told him was that he was saying something to me, and I did this, like pinky promise.
She was making fun of me.
No.
In reality.
He was saying something like, don't tell anybody. I think it was like talking about how much he paid for something.
No, you're making
and
fun
I
of
said
me.
this. And he thought I meant that he was this small when I was doing this as a pinky promise. Now this is how you know I don't have that many friends, because when I do that to my sister, she knows that's pinky promise. He thought I was making fun of him, and he's like, it may be small, but at least it's clean.
It might be small, but it's clean though.
That's exactly how he said it.
And then she dropped her panties and it was game over.
That was not how it happened, dude. Boy, bye.